Howdy, gang. Don't know if we're gonna really have anybody. Somebody was messaging me right now. Um, okay, I'll get to that later. Sorry about that, folks. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna have anybody on here with me tonight for this, but I'm gonna push forward with it and go ahead and do this apples and oranges on best Argento Giallo between deep red, Tenebrae, phenomenon, or opera. And I'm not crying, folks. If you see me sniffing, it's because I've sneezed about a half a million times, I feel like, and might have to step away to actually blow my nose uh, before the stream is over. Now, if I don't have anybody on here with me, if I don't really have anybody talking in the chat, this is going to go pretty quickly, folks. Uh, so just a word of warning, but I don't want to keep rescheduling these apples and oranges or any of the other streams unless I absolutely have to. Like, I'm just so sick I can't get out of bed, or somebody tells me, well, if you wait till next week, I can be on there. But I haven't heard anything from anybody really. Oh goodness, I may have to step away because that's going to drive me absolutely nuts. But it looks like we got 4 people in here, so I do apologize if there's no interaction or anything, that it's really short. But I feel kind of stupid sitting on here talking for long periods of time if there's nobody either on the stream with me talking back and forth, or people in the chat talking about their favorite Jello. And that's not to say that you got to be in the chat. I'm just saying, if there's no interaction, I'm just going to talk about these things a little bit, and then I'm going to get off of here for the night. So just letting you know before we get started, which I'm going to do a few housekeeping things, but I really got to step away for a second because my nose is going to be running like a faucet. So don't anybody leave. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I listened to a message too while I was away. But get the housekeeping stuff out of the way, and then we're going to talk about which one of these Jallos is my favorite of the 4. And if anybody, wants to talk about their favorite of these, or even if you have a favorite Jallo that I didn't list up here, directed by Argento. Oh, please put it in the chat. So, Horror Hound Weekend is fast approaching. About a couple, 2 3 more weeks, and I will be in Cincinnati for Horror Hound Weekend, Saturday only. I will be trying to get some video, and I don't know for sure, but maybe I can score an interview or two with people, guests that are there. And me and Steve are going to both try to video as much as we can, film as much as we can around the convention, uh, to be able to put together a video to show you guys and gals, one, how much fun we had at Horror Hound, and also to let people know that maybe haven't ever been to a horror convention, or maybe not even been to a convention at all, and you're thinking about it, maybe what to expect. I've also been doing the countdown to Horror Hound Weekend videos every Sunday leading up to Horror Hound Weekend. And so if you haven't already checked those out, please do. I've got a new t-shirt design, the Bill Murray, It Just Doesn't Matter, Empowerment and Positivity on YouTube. Soon I hope to have that on the Dead Ice on Deck shop, where you can purchase your very own for $20. Also, the Robert England, the I Love Robert England designs. If you're planning on going to Horror Hound Weekend in about 2 or 3 weeks, and you would like to purchase one, may I suggest that you pick a light color, a light pink, a light yellow, light blue, any of those types of colors will really make the lettering that says I Love Robert England, or Robert England on there. And they have the heart shape with the Freddy sweater inside there. I'm planning on making more like I Love Kane Hodder with a hockey mask in the heart and stuff like that. I just haven't gotten around to that. So if you want to put in an order right now, for the I Love Robert England shirt, hey TC, I hope it's okay if I call you TC. It's a little bit easier for me to say, but I'm glad to see you in here tonight. But so for $20, you can go to deaditesondeck.com and you can purchase your own shirt to wear to Horror Hound Weekend. But I'd say if you want to get one, in order for me to be able to make it and get it shipped out to you in time for Horror Hound Weekend, please do it as quickly as possible and get your order in if you're interested at all. It's all good to call you TC. Okay, thank you so much. So I think that's mainly the stuff I wanted to get out of the way before we start talking about the movies. And also be sure to check out all the Argento August programming I've got on the site now. Some of them are pre-recorded videos. Some of them are actually live streams. I haven't been able to get a lot of people on here with me as of late to be like co-hosts and stuff. But do please tune in Friday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Me and Candace will be continuing the Friday Foolish Hammer and Gothic Horror. We're going to do a part 2 of that this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to check out all of the great Argento programming, the Countdown to Horror Hound Weekend. I did a Van Houten's Pickled Challenge where I took a few bites of the Warhead Van Houten's pickle. I have a hot mama pickle. Probably this weekend I'll be doing another pickle challenge video. I also have a video for one of the McDonald's collector's cups. I do a McDonald's collector's cup reveal. So be sure to check out all that and more on Dead Ice on Deck on YouTube. All right. So, the movies that I'm going to use to pick my favorite Argento Giallo are Deep Red. And remember, you can mention another Argento film if you like another Giallo better than the ones I've mentioned. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Victor. You say, hi, Dana. Just lit my Henrietta honeysuckle candle to enhance the live stream experience. Awesome. Tenebrae is another one. Phenomena and opera. Okay. So, some people may think they know which one I'm going to pick. But I might surprise you because even though I absolutely love Tenebrae, it's probably going to be my second favorite Giallo. Deep Red is my first, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why this is my favorite Argento Giallo. It just has so much in it. I know I talked a few nights ago about the fact that the killer in this one is not as interesting as the killers in some of the other Giallos. However, the spectacular kills in this, and the way they are designed, including one of my favorite kills in the whole movie, which is also painful to watch too, is the kill where Helga, the psychic or medium, or whatever you want to call her, when her friend is attacked in Deep Red. First of all, the mad puppet, and those of you that have seen Deep Red know what I'm talking about when I say mad puppet, burst out of a closet and distracts Giorgio, I think is the guy's name. And then he is attacked by the killer, who grabs his head, pulls it back, and just keeps banging it on the edges, very sharp edges, I might add, and blooding his mouth and probably knocking out a few teeth within the movie, not really knocking out the actor's teeth. And then he has a knife. When he's laying on the floor, he has a knife rammed into his neck from the back. That is it's exceptional. It's morbidly beautiful, but it's also really visceral and brutal. And I think most people that have seen this movie will understand what I'm talking about. We have machetes, well, not machetes, but little meat cleavers going into people's chests. And a woman who's just literally like thrown through the glass. Helga is thrown through the glass and then pulled back. Extremely violent kills in this movie. And the blood flows like wine. And I really feel like this is Argento at his best, because everything just seems to flow in the right way. The kills are exceptional, including how the killer is killed. The hidden things that you think you see one thing and it turns out to be something else. I love the way that's set up in this film as well. And, anytime I want to watch a nearly perfect Argento film, I will definitely take Deep Red off the shelf. And if you've not seen Deep Red, I encourage you, in fact, I encourage you to watch all the films that I have listed. Um, so this one is my favorite. If you guys and gals in the chat want to talk about what your favorite Giallo, it doesn't necessarily have to be the ones I have listed here. If you have another Giallo that you like the best, then please let me know in the chat. I'm going to talk a little bit about these other three films. Tenebrae, like I said, this is probably my second favorite Giallo from Argento. And TC, you say, I heard Deep Red is really good. I wish I could get myself to watch it. My watch list is way too big. Yeah, TC, I understand that. Um, but if you ever do get a chance, I highly, highly recommend Deep Red. And I also highly recommend Tenebrae. You guys heard me talk about Tenebrae a few nights ago. And in fact, I was planning on doing a watch along this past Saturday or past Sunday rather, and I was not feeling well, and so I didn't get to do it. But it is rescheduled for um, the final Saturday of the month. I will be doing. Well, actually, it's carrying over into September, but shh, don't tell anybody. Okay, so Tenebrae and Phenomenon will be the ones for the last weekend of the month, both of them starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, but Tenebrae is also very visceral and brutal and all of that. And it has two killers in it. There's a lot of twists and turns. And one of the most fantastic paint the walls red with your own blood scenes that I believe I have ever seen in a film. And again, if you have not seen Tenebrae, I highly, highly recommend this one as well. Victor, you say all of these are great movies, but I would probably put Deep Red first amongst these. Phenomenon is a favorite, though, too. So good. And in fact, Victor, it's great that you brought that up because I'm going to talk a little bit about Phenomenon as well. Phenomenon, I absolutely love as well. And this would probably be my third favorite Giallo from Argento. So I'm kind of ranking these four that I'm talking about. Jennifer Connelly is fantastic in this as Jennifer Corvino, who is sent to a very swanky boarding school, but she has a really deep connection with insects, and she makes friends with Donald Pleasance's character, who is an entomologist who studies insects, but he also helps the cops by studying the insect behavior on, well, a severed head in one of these cases. They bring the severed head in a clear box, and Donald Pleasance's character can tell how long it was when she was killed, thereby, kind of allowing them to figure out who the victim is by how long the maggots or larvae or whatever you want to call it have been on the head. Um, Hey, Terry, you say when my husband and I first got together, we would go to Suncoast every payday and get an Argento or Fulci film. Yeah, I never shopped at Suncoast. I think my husband did, Steve. I think one of the first DVDs he may have gotten was at Suncoast. I think he said he paid like $50 for it or something. Did y'all have to pay that high prices when you got stuff? But I did go to like places like FYE and stuff like that, and the many incarnations of what FYE was before it was FYE. And I used to get like Lucio Fulci clamshells. Uh, I'm talking about VHS, and they'd be the coolest looking clamshells, you know. Um, yeah, some of them were. Yeah, I mean, I think it was. I want to say it was Living Dead Girl was the movie that he got. Victor, you say Suncoast was not cheap, but it was awesome. Yeah, I mean, Steve has talked about. I don't know if he got any more from Suncoast or not. I'd probably have to ask him. It's too bad he's not in here on this live stream right now. Um, he's working, but sometimes he pops in here when I'm doing a live stream. But again, um, you have some fantastic kills in this. You have some fantastic insect action in this one. An adorable little monkey. A very vicious and insane killer in this one. And a second killer in my eyes, there's a second killer, and I don't want to give anything away, but I would highly recommend Phenomena as well. Oh yeah, well, Terry, I'm 48, so I got my share of VHS back in the day, but now I moved from the VHS to the DVD to the Blu-ray, and now the 4Ks. I don't have everything in 4K, but quite a few now I do. So this one would be fourth on my list of favorite Argento Giallos, at least from my list here. And if y'all notice the thumbnail, um, or not really the thumbnail, but the picture, the thumbnail that was on here, not really. I didn't change out the thumbnail advertising the stream. I should have, but you will have noticed. I can probably let y'all see that. Yeah, I was trying. It's not going to let me do it that way, is it? Um, well, I'll tell you what, I'll remove myself from the stream for a second and you guys can see it. So I hope y'all got a good look at that. Um, Steve got he got opera on 4K, and I think he ordered these separately from Vinegar Syndrome. They were glasses that looked like the eyes of the girl who is basically tortured by being forced to have her eyes open because the killer has taped needles underneath her eye. And so if she tries to close her eyes to prevent seeing the killer killing those around her, it's going to hurt and it's going to bleed really bad. Um, and they also tie her up so that she can't, remove the tape. She can't remove the needles. And that's basically what the story is. I don't want to reveal the killer in case you guys and gals, if there are any of you that have not seen opera yet. That's one thing about these Jallos. You don't really want to ruin who the killer is for people that haven't seen it. You're 61, Terry. That's not that old. That's not that old. My parents are older than you are, so um, but I can probably stay on here a few minutes longer. I'm sorry that this one was not at least an hour long or a couple hours long, but I don't think I could stretch it out. I'd start babbling and all that stuff. Um, but if you have, questions for me or anybody wants to comment and say which of these four is your favorite Argento Giallo, um, or um, if you've got another Giallo that I didn't have listed that's your favorite. Um, Victor, I did not get the Argento deep cuts from Severin, but Steve did. So we were watching part of it over the weekend or this past weekend. And did you get it? Because I was gonna say if you're an Argento fan, I think you would definitely get something from it. And I'll tell everybody that's watching in here, in case you were kind of, wondering if you should get it or not. I'd say, yeah, if you're a big Argento fan, now if you're a casual Argento fan, then maybe not. But if you're a big, huge Argento fan like me and Steve are, then yeah, I would recommend it. Terry, you say you love it, Phenomenal. Victor, you say not yet. I want to get it, but it's a little pricey. Yeah, I know. It was a little expensive, and Steve didn't get it at first, but then he was like, well, when he got paid, he said, I'm gonna go ahead and order it. Hey, Blissful. It's just a shame I'm probably gonna be getting off of here soon, Blissful. Hey, Blissful, since you're on here, do you have a favorite Jallo out of the ones I listed, or do you have another Jallo that's your favorite of Argento's? Because I know Blissful has been watching some of these Argento films, because I can always tell, because she can follow along, when I'm talking about something, and when she comments, I know that she's seen these movies. But keyboard is wonky. Well, sometimes my brain is wonky, Terry. I mean, like, was it was it last night? Yeah, it was last night when I was doing the pre-recorded thing. I felt like I was spacey or something, and I think it's to do with the sinuses and stuff like that. Uh, Liz, will you say Tenebrae? And I know I spelled it wrong. No, actually, you spelled it. You spelled it exactly right, Lissel. You spelled it just like that. Hey, Gigi, you say, well, now I know what I can get Jerry for Christmas. Shh, don't say anything. Uh, oh, that's Angie. Okay. Thank you for letting me know, Victor. Yeah, of course you spelled it correctly, Whistle. I used to leave the A out at the end sometimes when I was trying to spell it. Um, but does anybody else have anything that they want to comment on or talk about their favorite Argento Giallo? I just don't want to keep everybody too long, kind of, babbling and carrying on. So I'll probably give everybody maybe a couple of minutes. I did manage to stay on here about 30 minutes. I'll take a couple of bites of my soup. I made some more homemade vegetable soup, and I ate most of it before I got on here. Oh, by the way, Blissful, since you're on here, I need to, I am going to make you the profile pic or whatever you was wanting to use it for with the fishnets and the guitar. I've just been doing other stuff and I kind of got behind on it, but I haven't forgotten about you though. Blissel, you're going to make vegetable soup? Yeah, and it's soon going to be chilly weather and I can't wait. Um, Victor, you say, what is upcoming on the channel in the next week or so? Well, usually I don't get this stuff together until Sunday, Victor. But I'll try to put all that stuff out. We've still got more to come for Argento August. I can tell you what I'm going to be having like Thursday and Friday. Actually, hold on just 1 second here. Victor's going to force me to to have to. No, I don't mind. But maybe I should start coming up with what I'm going to cover a little bit earlier than that. But in case you missed anything, Monday I did Argento Assassins. I talked about the killer in Four Flies on Gray Velvet and the killer in Deep Red. Tuesday I did a pre-recorded Argento, Sweet Argento, and I talked about opera and trauma. That was last night. You guys, gals know what we're doing tonight. Tomorrow night, and I hadn't been doing lives on Thursdays, but I'm going to do a deep dive into Deep Red tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, if all goes well. Friday Foolish for Friday will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Me and Candace are going to be talking more about Hammer and Gothic horror. It's going to be part 2 of that. And I'm planning on doing a Terror Time tea, a pre-recorded Terror Time tea for the card player. But I will have more Argento programming, Victor. And also the last week of the month, well, actually it's going to carry into September. And I said, shh, don't tell anybody, you know. I'm going to be doing the last Saturday and Sunday, technically of this month, carrying over into September. I will be doing watch-alongs for Tenebrae and Phenomenon, both starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And keep an eye out, Victor, because hopefully I'll get my butt in gear and get the things together for the coming week, and I'll put those up for Sunday. Also, I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing the pre-recorded video, but anybody that's a huge fan of Joe Bob Briggs, he is having a night marathon on the last drive-in, the last Friday of the month, which should be next Friday, and I was able to get one of those night marathon survival kits from Fright Rags, and I'm going to plan to do an unboxing when I get that in. I'm just not, it's due by 9 p.m. tomorrow, so I don't know if it'll come earlier in the day or later in the day. So be sure to be on the lookout for that too. Blizzard, you say it's been in the 40s the last few nights. It's been in the 50s here in Louisville. Angie, you say Halloween is traditionally the first chili batch. Yeah, usually I make chili on Halloween, but usually I can't wait until Halloween to make my first batch. I'll probably start making it earlier. Yes, I agree. The most wonderful time of the year, Angie. Blissful agrees as well. Angie said, scaring children is my favorite. We love Halloween. Yeah, one time Steve almost scared the pants off this little girl. He chased her all the way out to her parents' van or whatever they were riding in. Victor, you love Joe Bob and Darcy. I do as well. Blitzle, you say that will be cool. Yeah, I'm hoping everybody enjoys it. Terry, you say if kids don't cry, you aren't Halloween. Well, guys and gals, I guess I will. I know this wasn't a very long one, um, but hopefully, maybe I can get somebody on here with me to do the deep dive into Deep Red tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If all goes well, I'll be doing that. But I'm off like a dirty shirt. But before I go, I want to remind everybody, as I always do, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. We're getting ever closer to the weekend, folks. So let's kick these other days out of the way and let's get to that weekend. Or at least let's get to Friday, right? Um, thank you, my dear husband says hit the like button. Um, Steve, hon, I'm getting ready to get off of here. I don't know if you've been watching for a little bit or not, but if you did miss this, if anybody missed any part of this, you can watch it on the replay on YouTube. So be sure to check this out and all the other wonderful programming I have over at Deadites on Deck. And I'm out of here for now, folks, but I'll see everybody next time. Y'all have a great night.